What's up, YouTube? So I got asked my NBA postseason forecast, my thoughts, my takes, the real, just according to me. These are just my thoughts. I only think there are three legit teams that should win the ring. They are Boston Celtics, because you got the defending champions. Jason Tatum on a mission to get that finals MVP. Bet your bottom dollar. He wants that. He wants to be considered one of the greatest Celtics ever. He wants to be mentioned with Larry Bird, Bill Russell, Paul Pierce. He wants that. Jaylen Brown, he got his feelings. He got dissed. He didn't get to go to the Olympics. He got his feelings. Joe Mazzola, who's been downplayed as a great coach. I'm watching Joe. I'm watching Joe. And they got a chance to do something that ain't happened to the Celtics since Casey Jones was there. I could see some runs coming out of them. Just saying. So, Al Horford, who's like ageless, this cat pushing 78, and he playing better. And then Porzingis, if Porzingis plays, it's a wrap. And then Drew Holiday, who's the seal of the deal. He's the real Draymond Green, and no one talk about defense. That's first. Cleveland, um, Donovan Mitchell. They got a. I like their squad. I think they're really well. Jared Allen is the X factor though. Stay healthy. Can he control the paint? I think that if they go and do it, that would be probably more impressive. That would be incredibly impressive. As a matter of fact, the Cleveland Cavaliers would go and win and do it all. That'd make you forget about LeBron, Kyrie, and Kevin Love. Because nobody on this team, all due respect to Donovan Mitchell, less hoopler than you've ever imagined. And Dan Gilbert may not look so bad. This might be like one of the best paybacks that no one saw coming. That team looked like, I like the way they play. And I'm just saying. And then there's OKC with Shea, Chris Alexander, who's the MVP, who should have been last year. You can say Jokic is the best player, but Shea is the most valuable. OKC's Ruckers speaks for themselves. Both sides of the ball. Well coached, well disciplined, got a balance, got size. Alex Caruso gonna pay dividends. Chad Hogan come big. Hartenstein. I like they moves. I like what they got. I think they the best team in the West. I think they could be a run there, just like the old OKC. But I think even better if they don't do it. I expect them to tweak something to get another score. But I don't think they're missing much. I really think that they are legit. I think they are legit. Those are the only teams. Now, I know the elephant in the room. What about them Lakers? I think they missing a legit starting piece to go with Reeves, Luka, and LeBron. And I think they missing some with the bench because they kind of janky either with scoring or defense. I can't correct put my finger on it, but there's something that's missing. I'm not buying them quite in totality. I'm not quite. Because if the refs don't help them out and they got to play straight up and all calls are balanced, I can't see them going to no finals. I just can't. Because I think the Clippers are the better team in LA if they're healthy. And Tyronn Lue's come back, it would be in Kawhi Leonard, who, if he was to win a third ring, that's the question that hasn't been asked. What would it do for his legacy? Because no one saw this coming. But he is that dude that people forget who belongs in the conversation with Steph, with LeBron, and with Kevin Durant as the most important player of the last decade plus. But people have forgotten what that guy, because he didn't brought a lot on himself. But we'll see. And James Harden could be big time redemption with Norman Powell and Zubac. I think the Clippers are the Cinderella team that no one's talking about in the West. And Houston, I think, is built for another year or two. I think they're about a year or two away with one more piece. I think Udoka, they're coming. So keep your eye on that. But I think, and of course, I think between Kawhi Leonard and Jokic in Denver, they're the ones that's legacies on the line starting. Because Jokic, for all them accolades and everything he got, and he got to be mad he ain't going to get MVP, and they got a coach got fired. This your time to shine, yo. This your time to shine. So, because it's going to start to be interesting. So, I think that the Clippers, the Nuggets, and then the Lakers, I think those are two teams they got them riding, but I'm not 100% so. The Rockets. And you're going to ask me about Golden State. I like Steph. Jimmy Butler's been big for him, but I just think that the smallness, the tiredness, they're going to catch up with him. And I think Jimmy Butler would have been enough if they had another scoring option. I think they're missing a scoring option. Kuminga's got to play the bench. I think that's what they're missing. They're missing. And Draymond Green, I just think they're missing something. So I'm not sold on that. Have I covered everybody in the West that I think that matters? Because I don't. I mean, Anthony Davis is gonna come up big, but they ain't got enough. They're not championship worthy. If Jason Kidd though was to get one round with AD, then watch out next year. Watch out. But I don't see it. I don't see it. Pardon me. That's about it. Cause I can't really think of anybody else that come to mind that I think that you gotta, I think that's it. So I think OKC is the team in the West, and that's it. That's the only championship team I see. I think the Clippers story is compelling if it goes beyond, and then everybody else is kind of like up for grabs. That's it. That's all I see right now. The Rockets in a year or two, especially if they get more season with Udoka, then I think it's going to be something. I think next year and the year after, watch out. Back in the East, Detroit is like this year's version of the Pacers, but I don't quite see that they quite got enough. They don't play no good defense. They mad and angry, and I like Cade Cunningham, but I'm not. And they can beat New York, but anything that's third in the East on, you're not a threat. That means Giannis, who's probably the best player in the East, is not a threat because I don't buy Milwaukee at all. Damian Lillard, prayers and thoughts with the cat. I'm not buying them. I just don't think that they got their defense. They miss Drew Holiday more than they admit. And I don't like Doc Rivers' set plays. I'm not buying it. And then you got like a cast of teams like Orlando, if they knew how to mix tempo and they had another player, things that they would mix, but I don't like they mix enough. And there's a reason why they are an average team right now. And it's not that they bad, but there are tiers to this. And Boston and Cleveland are first tier. And then you got second, and then it's a drop. Out west, OKC is top tier. And then everybody else is. Houston is like 1.5 tier. Because I do buy what their record is. But everybody else is second tier. So you only have what I call 3 top tier teams and 2 of them that I'm buying. And what am I buying? I'm buying Boston OKC. But Cleveland, if they get through, that would be a sweet, sweet, sweet story. So just saying. But that's just my thoughts, how I rank it, how I look at it, what I see. I could be wrong and we could see things or what have you, but there's tiers to this and I don't see a lot of depth. And, I just, if you ask me point blank, anywhere from third on down in the West, you got more options. In the East, third on down, and I'm not buying you. So there you go. But asking me who's top heavy has got the bet on the East, it's the East. So that's my thoughts. Anyway, let me know what you think. Please like, subscribe, welcome thoughts, comments, and I do respond. Thank you. Wash your hands. Keep your mind clear. Watch out for another share if you like and hit that membership. Stay safe, stay blessed, stay woke, stay free. I'm out. Peace.